Good afternoon and welcome to The Balance of Life. I am Pastor Angel Ferguson and I thank each and every one of you for joining us today. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. You know what? It is always our honor and our pleasure to come and spend some time with you, and I hope that you have been enjoying the content in which we have been sharing with you. Yesterday, we talked about the formula for development, and we did make mention that we have a upcoming seminar, and we will share details as we get them together for you. We are going to cover two portions in this seminar. We're going to cover the three C's, which are commitment, consistency, and completion. Yesterday, we shared with you a portion of the three P's. The three P's are planning for your preparation for presentation. Now, today, I'm going to talk about next level. That's right, next level. It is time to go to the next level. And we're going to talk about rebuilding. That's right, we're going to talk about next level and we're going to talk about rebuilding. How are you rebuilding? Because that in itself is next level. I want to encourage you that restructuring is never a problem. It is not an indication of failure. Restructuring is simply fine tuning and cultivating your vision. So do not be afraid to rebuild. It is actually next level. Take the experiences that you have had in the past and critique them, fine tune them, but by all means, rebuild because it is for the next level. And let me say this while I am giving you these words of encouragement, and we're going to tie it in with scripture. For those who have been in business, been in ministry for a while, and we go through the process of rebuilding, another term is rebranding. Oftentimes we try to duplicate the beginning because we remember the highs and we remember the great push and the excitement of when we first launched. And in the process of rebuilding, we try to recapture that same feel. Well, that is something that you have already experienced. It is time to experience greater. You have had an opportunity to do well, and then you did good. You did better. Let's do great so that you can give your best. And I am inspired, and we are definitely taking this from the portion of the three C's. We're looking at today Haggai, the first chapter, 2nd through the 11th verses. This is a time of rebuilding. And I also want to say to you, while you are rebuilding, don't you dare allow anyone to come along and to shift or change your focus. Do not allow that. You are on the right path. You are about to rebuild. You're about to relaunch. You're about to rebrand. And so I'm really focusing on those who have already started in the path of business and ministry. And you have hit a pivotal point and you felt I want to say slump. We all go through it. The key is to remain fresh. Do not get stagnant when it comes to your ideas and the way that you represent and present your ministry or your business. So we're looking at Haggai, the first chapter, and this is about rebuilding. It says, "Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, This people say the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built." So, when is the right time? When is it the right time for you to rebuild? Once again, we go through a slump. Sometimes we hit points of stagnation. Sometimes we don't know what the next move is. And when we don't know what to do at those times, it is easy to throw in the towel and to walk away. But ask yourself, is it really your time to throw in the towel and to walk away? Maybe you simply need some fresh ideas. Maybe it's time for you to rebrand. Maybe it is time for you to evaluate your team, evaluate yourself, evaluate the vision. Maybe you have somewhere along the line have missed or lost focus of the vision. Maybe a portion of the ministry or the business took a hit. Maybe some people left, and it left you with an open space scrambling, and so you have to get someone in there to fill that position. That happens, but it is not your end. One way to stay in tune with what's going on with your business and your ministry, your brand, is to stay focused, stay in tune, and have a watchful eye. Pay attention to the movement, to the flow. Get an understanding of the peak and dry times. In the peak times, develop something for the dry times, so that when the dry times come, you have a strategy. During the dry seasons is not the time to develop a strategic plan. That has to be done beforehand. But once again, in the process of rebranding and rebuilding, do not try to duplicate the beginning. You're in a new season. So in a new season, you should have a fresh new outlook, get some fresh ideas, sometimes step away, detox your mind. Go to a place where you can get some fresh ideas, new ideas, and so that you can come back strong. Now, here it says, and I want to ask again, who determines when it's your time to rebuild? Who determines that? And if you are in a position, if you have decided to rebuild, do not allow anyone to come in and shift your focus or start trying to compare the latter with the former, because you've already experienced the latter. And so you can't go the same route. You've already did that. You had great success in it, or maybe you didn't have great success in it. Especially if you did not have great success in it, why would you want to repeat it? You might be able to take some of the same ideas and intertwine them in some new ideas, and that might work better. Or if you repeat your former success, it does not necessarily mean that it is going to work this time. That's why it's next level. And you have to step your game up, so to speak. Come in stronger. Come in wiser. Tap into some wisdom, some knowledge, some understanding. Take what you have learned, every aspect of it. Not everything is going to be able to go with you in the next level. And I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about your ideas. So here, once again, who determines when it's time for you to rebuild? And once you, whom have been given the vision to, when you decide, I'm going to rebuild, do not allow anyone to come and deter that. Also, it says here that the Lord began to speak to the prophet Haggai. Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lie waste? Once again, where is your focus? If you know that what you have been given is a part of your purpose upon the earth, then we must learn to divide up our time in life to work on those visions. And so here's a very, very pivotal, transparent moment. There are times that I lose balance in my day to day. There are some times that I want to focus on only one thing. What I have found this to be very true, because I have experienced it, is when I focus solely on one thing, the other areas are neglected, and that's where stagnation comes in. That is where nothing is produced in those areas. And so I'm not getting a full profit on my return. And it's nobody's fault but mine. And so about a month ago, and I can share this with you now, and I can only share it with you because I've been working in it. I'm learning that until I begin to work in something and I see the benefit of it, I shouldn't share it. So I love to have those transparent moments because I believe it will help you as well. Well, about a month ago, I was reminded that I needed to get back to putting balance and structure within my day. And let me tell you the things that I have been able to accomplish, because I'm ready to go to the next level. So let me tell you what I was able to accomplish this morning. And it is just 12:43 in the afternoon. I have worked on a client's manuscript. I have completed some details on a book that we are about to release. I have taken some calls to follow up. And I'm doing radio. I'm also halfway prepared to teach Bible study on tonight. I've taken care of a few other things. See, I had to get back to putting structure in my day. That is a part of next level. Put some structure in your day. For us entrepreneurs who are working from home, or you might be in an office building, working for yourself requires structure. And I had put myself in a position of I would work on one thing all day. Well, basically two things if it was Tuesday through Thursday, because that's my schedule for radio and for broadcasting. But I wasn't doing anything else. And can you imagine the other things that were not being touched? Or one day I might sit at the computer all day into the evening, but I have a life and I have other things that need to be done. And so next level says you need to restructure your structure. And once you determine it is time for you to restructure your structure to rebuild, you must keep that focus. not allowing anyone or anything to come in to deter you because you're on the next level. If you want to see the fruit of your labor, that's the scriptural terminology. Profit on return, that's the secular terminology. Then we have all got to go to the next level. And so the way that I did things before, prior to, they're not going to work in this next level. I have got to restructure. And yes, I am using the terminology got to, because sometimes you just need a reality check and you do not need to hear all of the graceful, eloquent words of the English language. You just need to speak plainly to yourself and say, get it together. Because something has gotten to change. So, what's your focus? This particular area of scripture is encouragement for the governor, Zerubbabel, because he was sent to help rebuild. And in the midst of that rebuilding, there were individuals who were there at the first temple. And they began to compare the current work. Some were excited and rejoicing because the temple was being rebuilt. But then there were some that says, oh, this doesn't even compare to the beginning. When I first took a look at this a couple of years ago, and once again, this is from our formula, the 3 C's: completion, consistency, and commitment. I could literally see the complaining and the comparison. And then I could understand that, listen, you've already experienced that level before. You've already experienced that. It is time for you to experience the next level. So it's going to take some good, fresh ideas. It really is. It is going to take a new mindset. You will have to challenge yourself in many ways. You will. You will have to challenge yourself. You will have to come out of your comfort zone of familiarity. This is next level. I'm not saying throw all of your things, all of your ideas, because guess what? To be honest with you and to be honest with myself, we did not explore all of the ideas that we had anyway from the beginning. Some of those ideas that you had at the beginning did not work where you were at that time. Maybe they will work here. That's why I say evaluate. Take a look at the entirety of the vision. Look at the whole thing. And when you look at the whole thing, what you're going to find is that you have actually covered a lot of those things in the vision. You've already experienced it. Some of your goals you have already met, and you don't even realize it. And when you don't realize that you have already achieved and met a lot of your goals, then you keep trying to repeat the same thing. And that's where you become stuck and hindered. Stuck and hindered on something you've already achieved. It's time to go to the next level. Now let me say this. If you've already done it and it was not done unto perfection, then critique it and bring it up to the next level. If you are one who are into designs, graphic designers, Listen, always perfecting your craft. If you are a writer, the same rule applies. Whatever it is that you have been called to do, whatever it is that is your purpose upon the earth, continue to critique it, cultivate it, develop it. But by all means, do not get stuck. Do not feel that you have arrived to perfection, because none of us upon this earth has. You know when we reach perfection? When we have drawn our last breath. But daily we are to grow under spiritual maturity. Daily. So, you're in the process. You're at the next level. And you want to know what is next level all about. First of all, next level is all about growing from your current level of maturity. Another tool that you can use in growing from your current level of maturity is by the renewal of your mind. Grab some books that are teaching and talking about where you are and above. Tap into those things that are within your industry but you don't have any knowledge of, and learn about it. It's time to grow, and it is time for your expansion. And the only thing that is holding you back is your lack of focus, your lack of commitment, your lack of consistency, and having no desire to complete. But there are many who will not take the advice because they feel it is not necessary, and they're giving the same type of presentation. But here's the downfall of that. Not only has your product on return remained the same, it will begin to diminish. And I don't want you to be in that position or that place. And it's not too late. Despise not the day of small beginnings. Never assume that you have gone too far into something that you cannot take a halt to reevaluate. You can change a play in the middle of the game. Yes, you can. But you have to know the right play to make. So understand every move that you make. Plan the moves that you make. Prepare to make the move before you make it. Look at your current policy and procedure now. Are you satisfied? Do you want to grow? Do you want to go to the next level? Now ask yourself, what is this next level going to cost me? I'm going to tell you that it's going to cost you the time of restructuring, re-evaluating what is a priority and what is not. It is going to take your commitment. It's going to take your consistency and your dedication to complete. Change the way you plan. Plan strategically. Plan with the purpose of presenting. That's good. So I'll say it again. Plan with the purpose of presenting and give it your best. You have presented what was okay. You have done a mediocre job. Listen, we all have. We did not start at the top. We did not. Have we reached our full pinnacle of the highest? No. We're still growing. We still want room to grow. Whenever you feel that you have reached the highest of your pinnacle, then you have eliminated room to grow. And as long as I have breath in my body, as long as you have breath in your body, we are all forever learning. So you have an opportunity. Yes, we are in the 6th month of the year. And here's what I want you to do. I want to give you a challenge. I would like for you to evaluate what you have accomplished in the first 6 months of the year. What have you done? What goals did you meet? Towards the end of last year, we were preparing to come into the new year. And we put together some packets for setting up schools of ministry. I have been doing this for a few years now. And normally, I would put the packet together. Information is saved in my computer. And I would print the things per client. Well, we did something a little different towards the last fiscal year of 2021, and we put together a certain number of packets of setting up a school of ministry. I had the opportunity to take some of those packets with me in December. They were already done. I went next level up. I changed the way I did this process. I put together some great tools. I put information, I put a calendar for the year, some writing material. I put it all together into these packets, and listen, they are already done. So I set a tier for myself. And I can't go backwards. It can only go forward. I can only move higher. I can only go to the next level. And so I'm not telling you something that I do not do. I will never tell you something that I do not have to put in practice for myself. I am the first partaker of what I share with you. So whatever I share with you, it is because I've done it, and I had to do it because I was hitting some errors. I was hitting some frustrating points in my life and in business. And if someone calls me today and they want to meet with me later today about setting up a school of ministry, what if I don't have time to come and sit and print that stuff? What if something happens with my printer? What if I don't have paper? And so next level says think ahead. So I set the bar. I put myself at a position to be prepared. I planned to prepare for a presentation. And guess what? It is time for me to restock those packets because guess what? They're gone. I'm on the next level, and I want you to be on the next level as well. I hope that what we have shared with you has been food unto your soul and a light unto your path. Be sure to join us on tomorrow here at the Balance of Life.